It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and there he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo will win the Italian Grand Prix!
Gonzalo running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello, out there viewers. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here in Salifu. Welcome once again to Sports Orbit.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, on Sports Orbit, we'll begin straight from the home front. That's talking about the NFF elections fast approaching. And as it stands, more aspirants are declaring their intention to occupy the top job come September 2022. As the NFF elective Congress draw closer, more aspirants have declared their intention to run for the office of the president. First Vice President of the NFF, Barrister Seyi Akinwumi, Chief of Staff to the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Abba Abdullahi Yola, and former Nigerian international Ida Peterside are the latest to join the race to succeed Amaju Pinnick, whose second term in office ends in September 2022. Unveiling his presidential ambition before the gathering of stakeholders, Seyi Akinwumi promised to make Nigeria football great again if given the opportunity to govern the country's football during the forthcoming elective Congress slated for Benin. He said his administration will create an inclusive, vibrant, and efficient football ecosystem beginning with the grassroots to develop a sustainable national football culture, provide pathways to success, and exploit the Nigerian entrepreneurial spirit. According to him, he intends to achieve his vision and action plans for Nigerian football upliftment through 4 key growth drivers: development, business of football, infrastructure, and technology, while Ida Peterside promised to hit the ground running and bring money into the game immediately. Abba Yola said he will change the fortunes of Nigeria's football within 2 years if given opportunity to lead the football body. So a lot of aspirants with all kinds of promises, just like it's always the case, even in yeah, when elections like this are fast approaching, you hear all kinds of promises. The challenge remains to see if they get in there now 2 years down the line and you start hearing excuses that we never expected to meet this kind of challenges, and they begin to sing a different tune.
Yeah, let's start on the lighter note. In one of the declarations, just taking from where you see that where aspirants are always quick to make a promise, but by the time they are faced with the reality, they say, I never thought that it was like this. And one of the declarations when Ida Peterside, a TV pundit, a former international, you can see that he has seen it all. Play for let and bread here within this country, play for BBC Lion, play for Rangers, play for several local clubs within the country, and before getting opportunities, play for the Super Eagles as a goalkeeper, and currently based in South Africa where he's doing well both as a pastor and also as a TV pundit. So it is as you know, declaration, he was making a mockery of the current administration's believing that most has not been achieved. He was particularly angry. About the state of the league, and that he wondered why Nigerians are the largest economy in Africa, a country with over 200 populations of 200 million population, as wide as the country, can't have its league on the television, so people cannot find up to access the Nigerian league. So he was popular, and he said, and he will promise that if given opportunity, we ensure that the Nigerian Premier, the Nigerian leagues, all the tiers of the league, not even the Premier, all the tiers of the league, get on determination, and he will ensure that from there the money will start flowing in immediately according to his own way. So when he was making, and then Sheikh Jiko, who was sitting by him, giving this support, and now he can sit and say, well, it is always good when you are a passenger in a driving vehicle. You can always accuse the driver as well. Yeah, driver, you are not doing this, you are not doing this. But by the time the driver hand over the steering for you and you are faced with the road, you now know why the driver is slowing or why the driver is navigating or this here and there. Yeah. So but it was so just to start from there, it was so funny. But the beauty of this thing that's so far so good. We are at least they are not less about 16 of them. Yeah. Who have indicated their interest to run for the office of the president. Apart from the office of the president, there are other vacant positions. Fed by chairman, chairman of chairman, and other 15 board members who are also coming on the board of serve as the executive board. But the only one that is dropping the high wave and getting all the attraction is the office of the president. Yeah. And so far, just like we say, about several of them have declared their attraction, and the Shea Kiwumi, Abayolas, and Ida Petersai are the latest to join the race. And what in as much as but one surprising or one amazing thing that is happening about the whole declaration that we don't even know where, because politicians can tell you this is afternoon, but when you check, we are already in the midnight. Exactly. Politicians can tell you that where he's going to Kaduna, but the next time, by the time you check, you see him in Makodi. So you can't really know where the politicians stand. Exactly. And they have perfectly demonstrated that one since last week when the declaration has started. You see the same set of people you see in see here declaring today, in the same point of people when Abu is coming to declare, they were there. When Mr. B is declared, they're all there. Mr. C is declared, they're all there. So all of them are moving from one joint to another, supporting. So you don't even know who are you really supporting. Because at every declaration, you see the same faces. So you don't even know. Well, the beauty that is symbolize unities and symbolize love within the football family. And we hope that they will carry this to the election proper. And at the same time, after the election, whoever emerges as the winner, all of them will rally behind the place and ensure and give him the necessary support. It is good that everybody, you know that all of you can't be elected as the president of Nigeria. We only need one person. Why most of our citizens are already jotting for the position, but we only need one person. And whoever emerge at the end of it, just like the former chairman of the FE was saying, whoever emerge at the end of it among you, we should all rally hand behind that person and give our ideas and support. Yes, your own ideas may be different from my own. What we have may be different from one house. But by the time we come together collectively and join hands together, we'll be able to move our football forward. But the better thing is that we are all looking for change, and we hope the change that will come onto the table will be a better one. And if you look at the ideology, the manifesto, why should give me his assurance that he will make sure he restore the glory? Abayola is saying that they should give him 2 years, that within 2 years, in his own words, if he 2 years, if he don't stay in the force of football, he will personally move for his own impeachment that he should be impeached. But the man in South Africa, Bishop and a pastor, said he will hit the ground running immediately. Yes, you may doubt what he's trying to say, but if you look at what he is saying, in his own view, if the word of politicians are anything to go by, and is by what everybody says, we hope people buy their word. To me, in this, if I look at it, I'll put my things with the Peter side. Sure. And at it, of course, they say he who wear the shoes, know where he pitches. You understand the nitty-gritty of the game. You understand how you play. You understand the feeling of the players when they're playing. And at the same time, he's saying that if, particularly the league, because the league is the ultimate. If you don't have a better league, you can't have a national team. You can't have a better national team. And you can, most of the league, most of the teams that are successful in the league, you must have a very good national team and have a very good league that produce players. But if you don't have a league that can't compete, if a league cannot even compete within the African context, so how do we export the football to hope that we can compete in the global? And he said that if you make sure that the league come back to life and bring the league into the table on the television, football is a money-making venture. But here in this country, we're not making money for football. Rather, we are plugging money from somewhere else and bring it to the football, and some people, certain people sitting on it and appropriate it to themselves. Well, it's unfortunate I don't have a vote, you don't have a vote. So the ultimate people are the FA chairmen, so who are the delegate and who hold the vote. But what everybody is appealing to them that they should ensure that they all have their own, all of in the politics, everybody is trying to protect his personal interest and interest. In as much as it's ideal for them to look at what protect their interest, but they should look at the football first. Look at the future of the country first. Look at what we have suffered in the last 8 years. Can we continue the same? Can we continue the same process? And this election gives us opportunity to reset our football. And the FA will delegate the 44 of them who are going to elect, who become the next president of the election, to ensure that they give us a better leader that will take us to the promised land.
Right now, still on from the local scene, that's talking about domestic league. That is Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Derry, has described domestic football clubs as the fulcrum of Nigeria's domestic league, stating that they represent the live wire of Nigeria's football development. Speaking while receiving the Club Owners Association led by Chairman Barrister Isaac Daladi in his office at the MK Abiola Stadium, he emphasized that the instances where the domestic leagues lack a definite governance structure of licensing and enforcement, poor financial controls, inconsistent standards, the end result is a weak national team. He also lauded the club owners for the work being done by the development of football across the country, acknowledging the ministry's awareness of the challenges faced by the clubs and their owners. He said, "We are aware of the efforts made by the NFF and the LMC to address some of these challenges, but we are not satisfied with the efforts that have been made. The problems, challenges have been out there in the open, but we have not seen a commensurate effort and commitment to bring about a league that is viral, profitable, and that fits our reputation as a football-loving nation." I mean, yesterday, I think we spoke a bit about local league. Every football stakeholder in Nigeria knows the problem of this league. And like we say all the time, we talk about, these problems all the time. But year in, year after, it's a recurrent one. We all know that, investment in the local league, finances, in every country, without the financial injection, your league is nothing to write home about, because for you to even be able to put your league on TV, it costs money, because you'll be talking about TV rights and all of those things. So the base of it is financial investment. But again, if you don't put your house in order, you don't expect me to put my money, because these corporate organizations are not charity organizations. They are out to make money also. So they expect that if they are putting money into the domestic league, at the end of every year, they should be able to see some sort of return also on their investments.
Yeah, I agree with you. And no investor will put his money where he is not sure. And at the same time, a lot of things is affecting our football. First and foremost, on top of there's also trust, lack of trust. Yeah. Because if you don't have the trust, if you don't have trust on those who are the head, how do you put your money? And it's one of the things for taking us back when Peter Side was speaking, and when he was saying that he is going to hit the ground running and ensure that he put the league on television, and someone generally ask him that in the event that, let's assume you say you don't win, so this is your connection and your contact, are you going to bring it to ensure that you put the league on the but it must not be you, but if you don't win, they can't do it. And he say, yeah, the money is not going to be it's not his personal money.
Exactly.
But if the process has a trust in him, and it happened that Alpha emerged as the president of the network, and they say they don't trust Alpha, so he can't force them to put their money. Exactly. So trust is always the key. And if you look at it, and if you look at our football, if you look at the decision of our football in the last 8 years and thereabout, and even before then, trust has always been questioned. You remember, I can't remember one of the editions either this week, either Monday, or when they made something and said that about 17 billion.
Yeah.
70 billion.
17 billion.
70 billion house spent in the last 7 years. So why is he making reference to that 70 billion? If you have spent 70 billion, have 70 billion, but he's worried that 70 billion have go into this game
with nothing to show
about it. So these are the questions. At the same time, they leave before now. There was a time they decided that we were even having a low and empty competing. Yeah. That that's the starting structure of the league. But if we're in a country where a deal is being signed, so you sign a 4-year deal, but it's not made to the public for scrutiny. Nobody know how much is involved. You only say you sign a 4-year deal. A perfect example of that, currently Nike has been the sponsor of the Super Eagles of the national team for many years, but nobody knows what is involved.
Exactly.
And that is not how to run football. That is not how to run the league. So we need, and just like the minister said, the league, if we don't get our league right, there is no how we get our football right. And it's a more reason why somebody will leave Nigeria, despite our inadequacy or whatever we have, will leave Nigeria to go and look for a club in Southern Sudan, Somalia, Cyprus, countries that are not ordinary to be mentioned in football, that are not known for football,
Exactly.
because of the inadequacy we have our football. And those at the helm of football have not truly demonstrated that yes, their commitment with you. Okay, if you read that the minister is commending the club owners for the effort they have made. But if I ask you, well, to me, I see that as a political statement. What effort will you see Nigerian club owners have made to develop football?
I agree with you. Anyway, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Sport Obi continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. For the Super Falcons, they have touched down in Kansas City, USA for a friendly clash against the United States of America female team, the national team, with the first of the two matches taking place at the Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City on Saturday, 3rd September. Both teams who have qualified for next year's FIFA Women's World Cup finals in Australia and New Zealand will have a go at each other's juggler once more at the Audi Field in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, 6 September. Coach Randy Waldrum has picked 4 members of Nigeria's under-20 girls that reached the quarterfinals at the just concluded FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica, namely defenders Olua Tosin, Demehin, and Rafiat Imran, midfielders Esther Onyene Zide and Deborah Abiodun, home-based professionals Christy Ohiaraku, Akudo Oguna, and Gift Monday are also in the delegation for the clash. I mean, I think this is one of the best things Randy Waldrum has done in his career, because when I saw this news, for me, I was happy because, and that's what you even expect from even our national teams, the under-20 girls, because when I watched it, I was like, there are some players there you feel deserve to start making inroads into the Super Falcons. We complain. Exactly. We complain so a lot about the aging legs, tired legs in the Super Falcons, and looks like the coach had listened to that advice and is beginning to incorporate. And of course, Gift Monday is exciting that she's also in that squad with these 4 players who, in my opinion, were very exceptional for the under-20.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good way to go. Yes, it seems that sometimes when somebody do it badly, when he make a right step, we also loud right step. And that's what I say. And the one who have make a right step by choosing 4 of those players who make it to the quarterfinal. Even though they lost their quarterfinal match, but the three matches they played were very outstanding, very fantastic game. But in the game of football, sometimes you make a slim mistake, you just knock you out of the champions, and that's what happened against the Netherlands. So it is good that he has included those three players. If he even need looking more, I'm and I was like, I will not disagree if they overhaul the Super Eagles. Even 50% of that squad is able to move into the Super Eagles, because the future you are talking about, we are looking at the future, we are looking at the future, and the future is the under 20, with the under 20 guys, the under 20 girls. So, but it's good that he has bring four. It's good to start from there. Let's start from there and then from there. And I also see the match against USA as a perfect test for the Super Falcons. Who could not retain their African titles, and even could never make to the podium. The African champions finished fourth, but they managed to qualify for the World Cup. And it's about Randy Wondler needs to be up his game and ensure that yes, this team deserves better, and Nigeria deserves better from him. Because so far we have not seen why we have to go all the way to hire an American as a Super Falcon as a coach. He has not shown that why we have to go all the way to South Africa, because he has not performed off to the average level of how only individual coach has done with the Super Falcon. So you need to show us more.
I agree completely. I mean, away from that now to some cricket, where the Nigerian Cricket Federation has announced a 14-player squad to prosecute the International Cricket Council Women's Under-19 World Cup Africa qualifiers. The list was announced via the Federation's Facebook account on Tuesday ahead of the tournament scheduled for Botswana from September 3rd to 12th, 2022. The bulk of the players selected are products of the National Under-17 Championship, as a few of them have already earned caps with the senior women's national team. The likes of Miracle Imimole, who attended a 1-month Under-16 High Performance Academy in India in 2019, will lead the team as captain, supported by Rukayat Abdurrazak, who made her senior debut at the Kibuka Women Tournament in June. Other familiar names include Lucky Paiti Osayande, Omon Kobio, and Lilian Ude, among others. The team is expected to depart the country on Tuesday, that was yesterday, to Botswana to compete with Namibia, Uganda, Malawi, Mozambique, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Tanzania, and host Botswana for the Lone World Cup qualifying slot. So that's that for cricket. Well, for some tennis now, where in the US Open, and Murray has advanced to the second round of the US Open with a superb straight sets victory over 24th seed Francisco Cerundolo on the opening day at Flushing Meadows. The former world number one, who won the first Grand Slam of his career in New York 10 years ago, broke the serve 7 times and capitalized on 46 forced errors from the Argentine in a 3-straight set victory of 7-5, 6-3, and 6-3 in that one. So for And Murray, looks like been a long time coming for him.
Yeah,
always sitting and missing. Been around a while, but has just three.
Injury has not been fair to him.
Has just 3 Grand Slams to.
The last time he made the quarterfinal of the US Open was 2016.
Yeah.
Since then, he has not been able to play to that level. So, no time to injury that has held him down from behind. Now he's showing some promise and hope that the players will be able to get far in the competition. But in the US Open, the whole US Open is all about Serena Williams.
Yeah, exactly. This is her farewell tournament.
And the whole media hype and the attention is also focused on the 23 Grand Slam ladies who have won. He has won a total of 32 Slam and 23 of them Grand Slam. So he has won the US Open, if I'm not mistaken, for my memory did deceive me, 7 times, even those 6 times Australia Open. So he has given it all to the game of tennis. We putting her in and say yes, she's playing her last game, but she's not. But all her life is all about tennis. Either out of tennis, she will not be away from tennis. Definitely, we will go to see Serena Williams, not an athletic player, but still play in the tennis.
All right, to some transfer news now, where once again Umar Sadiq in the news. He's been in the news all through this season, but nothing yet has materialized so far. This time around is Real Sociedad, who are eyeing up a move for the Nigerian striker, after they sold Alexander Isak to Newcastle United last week. The club are keen to bring in Sadiq, and his replacement are in discussion with Almeria for his transfer. According to Fabrizio Romano, he said Real Sociedad are pushing to sign Umar Sadiq from Almeria. Talks in progress, hopeful to get it done after deal collapsed with Villarreal. Oh, Sadiq.
But just like say, his deal that collabed with Villarreal, I'm not too happy about.
Yeah.
We see that Villarreal as a perfect destination for him.
Well, from what we're hearing was that Villarreal did not meet up with the valuation, the 25 million euro valuation.
That is only the issue.
Exactly.
Issue, issue, and the clubs are still also scared not to overheat their expedition. So, but I could have loved to see him in Villarreal. How I wish I have money to add to Villarreal to bring it to Villarreal. But settle down. Well, fairly, but I don't even think if I were Almeria or if I was Sadiq, so just go down and just remain and stay for Almeria, and it's been well with Almeria at the moment. Even at Almeria should even be careful. People are just coming to the league, even selling Sadiq at the time. It's like I said, they're not even ready to sell him. That's why they are not willing to lower their price tag, their fee on him. So because out of the 3 matches, has got almost 3 goals and providing assists. So for Almeria to do well, they need a player like Sadiq. Because if they say Sadiq now, they need to buy another player.
Yeah, sure.
And where is the player? Another player in the market?
Exactly. I mean, there's no time really again. Well, to some Premier League results, some matches went down yesterday. We'll quickly take them in the Premier League. Well, of course, it was Crystal Palace 1-1 against Brentford. Fulham got a win in that one against Brighton. Well, it was a shock defeat for Chelsea as Southampton won 2-1 winners, while for Everton and Leeds, they had to play out a 1-1 draw in that one. Well,
we talked about this match at length yesterday, and we say that definitely both Lampard and his opposing coach definitely want to get a result of this match. A defeat for any of the two sides would have been too bad for them. So I think it's like they agree, and let's not just share the point. Sharing the point was too good for the two coaches.
Of course, yeah.
But if any of them have lose this match yesterday, it would have been too bad for any of them. But that the shared point, to me, is a fair result.
Yeah.
But the greatest surprise that Southampton, I'm not too surprised, but if you look at the Southampton team,
has always been a decent team.
A very decent team, and always bring surprise, always upset anything they don't. So for them to what they have done to Chelsea yesterday, I think Chelsea deserve to collect everything they collect yesterday. But Chelsea deserve what they collect yesterday. But how Chelsea will bounce back from this defeat is another different ball game. But
Tuchel is one of the high candidates, high on the list, who a lot of bookmakers have said might not get up to December at Chelsea.
There's a signal pointing to that direction. But we hope that he'll be able to redeem himself, because even him is not even central at the club. But he has said that this team need to buy more players. But let's see between now and tomorrow whether he'll be able to get the player.
But the problem with Chelsea is Chelsea have been busy in the market, but they've just been buying defenders and forgetting that you need goals.
But they're not seeing the right strikers to buy.
Even the Aubameyang they want to buy, they said robbery incident in his house, his jaw was broken and he'll be out for another 3 weeks.
They're not even ready to sell him.
All right, so matches will also go down tonight as well. Arsenal will be at home against Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. Bournemouth will hope to bounce back against Wolves, while Man City will welcome Nottingham Forest. For West Ham, it's going to be a London derby against Spurs, while Liverpool will take on Newcastle at Anfield tonight.
The match against Arsenal Aston Villa will be a very tricky time for Arsenal.
Yeah,
Arsenal has to be very, very
because Steven Gerrard is desperate for a win. Because
more than desperate. Even the Aston Villa. Remember, Aston Villa has always given Arsenal a very tough time.
Exactly.
Last 2 seasons they are still double up against Arsenal. So Arsenal if they must sustain that where they are at the moment, they need to be very careful this evening against Aston Villa, because Aston Villa, they are just like a wounded lion, and they are ready to throw everything at this game to get it. So, because anything short of victory or short at least another defeat in this game will be the end of Gerrard as a Aston Villa player. I'm not wishing him that, but so Arsenal has to be very careful in this game.
Actually, well, for the West Ham Spurs will also be a tough encounter. That's a London derby. Derbys are always
indeed, and the two sides will definitely move for it. And Baltimore's Wolves traveling to Baltimore has to also be careful because Baltimore's are completely down and they have sacked their coach, so they need coach need to trigger the team and want to put a point. So it's going to be another dicing one for the two sides. At the same time, Liverpool, Newcastle is another interesting side for the bookmaker to watch. But where you put your money, I don't know. It's left for you to decide where you put your money.
All right, we'll keep an eye on all of those matches as they go down tonight at 7:30 for most of the matches. 7:45 West Ham Sports, while 8 p.m. will be Liverpool, Newcastle. Well, that's all we have for you today on today's episode of Sports Orbit. Salifu, once again, thank you for being in the studio with me today.
Thank you, my chief host.
All right, until we come your way tomorrow again, stay safe out there. My name is Afa Cho, and it's goodbye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.